Nice. All right. Welcome to our Thursday night discovery call of Legacy Ascending, and we're going to kind of run over some of the basics. We've got some new people that are joining us, and then also talk about some of the exciting things that are happening, covering some of the new stuff that's gone on, some of the things that we're expecting to happen, and some cool stuff. So with that in mind, what we've been able to do so far is we've been able to approve in the last almost 2 months, a little bit, about 2 months, about $750,000 have gone out, or at least has been approved, of people that have applied. And the application process we're going to talk about in a second. It's super easy to do. So easy to do, you kind of think, well, it's got to be too good to be true. And one of the things that we have now that we didn't have before is some amazing trade lines. We also have a real estate course for those of you who want to be a part of investing in real estate, and not only for you, maybe, but also for your community, and also if you want to join us as an affiliate and doing wholesaling and taking the percentages. That's what this course is all about. Daz has been working feverishly on getting this up and running, and very soon we'll be able to send you a link where you can purchase it. If you're an affiliate already, you will get it for free, which is totally dope. And so that's kind of the things that we've got going this week that we're going to cover here in a minute. One of the most poignant things, if you've been watching the markets already, is that interest rates keep going up. And they keep going up, and housing prices keep going down because people don't want to, put up a lot of money in interest, and that makes a certain amount of sense. And people keep working at their jobs, and they wonder where their money's going. The inflation's going up, and one of the reasons that we created, hold on, everybody, let me get these folks in. One of the reasons that we created Legacy Ascending is to get people out of their jobs. Not that we want to, cause some kind of anarchy, but there is no real financial freedom in working for somebody else. And some of you have had jobs long enough where you know what I'm talking about. Because if you have a business, there's no way that you can pay people what they're worth. There just isn't. You would go broke. Because besides the fact that time is the only non-renewable resource, if you pay people what they were worth, you could never charge. You'd have to charge for stuff so expensive. It would have to be so expensive that no one would want to pay for it. So you have to steal people's time. And after they've stolen your time, and after IRS gets its piece, and after you pay for the basics of rent or mortgage and food and whatever else, you have nothing left. Nothing left. There's a reason why the church wants you to tithe them 10%. Because they know that that's about the only money you're going to have left. And of course, not too many decades ago, they weren't saying tithe 10%, they were saying save 10%. So I'll leave up to you which one of those might be better, depending on where you land. But the point is, you're not left with anything working at a job. And what have they been telling us for the last 40 years? Oh, well, you want to save money. You want to save all the money you can. Save so that you can buy what? A house. Because a house is an investment. I'm here to tell you that the house that you own, the house that you've purchased is not an investment. It is a liability. And they have built so many lies into how we're supposed to do our finances. That, oh, no, credit's bad. And, oh, no, you don't want to have interest. That's terrible. Well, I'm going to take you down a little thought process here. If credit were so bad, can you think of any person that's rich, that in business, not like they inherited their money, but that's rich because of business, that did so, doing so with their own money? How many people can you think of that are rich because they used their own money to get there? And the answer is, I doubt you'll find anyone. Because they all used credit. And so we like to say other people's money. I don't like to say other people's money because I want other people to get money too. I would much rather use other institutions' money, bank money, other business money, to get what we want to do. And if you've been with us in the real estate course, you know that the purpose of real estate is not to make money. The purpose of real estate is to leverage, and then leverage again, and then leverage again. So we like to think that credit, not 25% a year interest, but reasonable credit is a good thing when deployed correctly. And one of the things that Daz and I have been working on feverishly is continuing to develop ways in which you can invest your money and time to create passive wealth, business wealth, and of course, ultimately, generational wealth. We're going to go over all the ways that we have to help you with that here in a minute. But I just want to lay the groundwork. There are so many lies that we have been told. One about the job. Oh, if I work hard enough, if I save my money, I will be able to buy a house and have 2.6 kids and a picket fence and all those other things, and then retire someday. Well, I hope that everybody understands that that doesn't really work. That's not really true. Hey, Joe. So if you were to save money, where would you save it? You would save it in what? A bank account? In the US dollar? Well, how many of you know that very soon the US dollar will be worth far less than it was last year? In fact, it's going down for us, kind of day by day. So we want to put our money to work. We don't want it sitting in a savings account. We want it sitting in some investment that's paying us. And real estate is one of those things. As though, obviously, we've been talking about that for weeks and weeks, months now. But there are many other ways that we can do that. But we don't want to use our own money. We want to use bank money. And for some of you, that's impossible because either your credit isn't that great, or you don't have good financials, or your income to debt ratio is not quite right, or you just don't make enough money. Like if you say to me, Mark, like someone said to me this afternoon, they're like, I really want to be able to get $100,000 from the bank using your program or funding program. And this person had about a 630 credit. Nothing wrong with the credit, it just wasn't a lot of credit. And so I said, well, I don't think we're going to be able to help you get $100,000 on 630 credit. But we do have ways to make that happen if you can get creative, if you've incorporated, or even if you have any corporate structure of any kind. We have videos on that on our YouTube channel so that while you're building your credit, which we'll also talk about if you want to do that, we have programs for that. If you want to build that credit, while you're building, you can leverage, remember we're always leverage someone else's credit so that they get paid for you leveraging their credit, and you get to use the money that you would get from our program based on their credit in your business to make money. Everybody's happy. I know it sounds too good to be true, and I would have thought so 5 years ago as well. But now I know better. I know better. And just imagine what you could do with $100,000. And some of you are like, oh, win Lambo. Well, yeah, that money isn't for you then. This is for people who have a business sense or who understand that passive income is the only way we're going to get out of the rat race. For those of you who have played cash flow, the game, the only way to get out of the rat race is by getting passive income. If you've played the Robert Kiyosaki cash flow game, put a 2 in the chat box if you've played it. If you haven't, I strongly encourage you to go get a copy of it and play it. So these are the things that we have that are currently available. We're going to go into them in detail in about 4 minutes. Some of you are asking, well, how do I apply? How do I get this to happen for me? Where do I do it? How much does it cost? Is there hidden fees? Well, this is as easy as it is. Let's see, let me go to here. You need to have a FICO score of 685. And like I said, if you don't have a FICO score of 685, don't fret. We have ways to help you both get your FICO score higher, and depending on why it's 685, we might be able to circumvent that in certain cases, especially around you're using too much of your credit. If you're nowhere near 685, again, we should probably talk, because you may have people in your community who have good credit who may not be able to make 10% on their money, but we're going to show you how to make them 10% and better. So you're going to go, if you have 685 and it's clean, you don't have a bankruptcy, IRS tax lien, something like this, eviction, you don't have 15 inquiries, you don't have a late payment somewhere in the last 7 years. It's got to be clean. Then you're going to go to the3scores.com. The3scores.com. It will cost you $1 only to get your scores soft pulled. It won't affect your credit. You're going to pull that. You will download a PDF of the scores that you will get, and then you're going to email that to our secure email, funding@legacyascending.com. In the body of the email, so you'll attach that PDF, funding@legacyascending.com. In the body of the email, you're going to put your name, address, phone, and the last 4 of your social, because the way our security protocols work, because, hey, it's your private info, we want to make sure that that goes to the right person, and we don't look at your files. It goes straight to the lender. You will have an approval within 72 hours, business hours, but honestly, if you applied tonight, we probably would have you with an approval or a denial by tomorrow. The thing that's amazing about this, well, there's a lot of things that are amazing. Things amazing about it is that if you are denied, unlike applying for Amex or something like this, they will tell us, oh, here's what they need to do. Like, where would you get that? If you applied for your Capital One card and they're like, no, thank you, and they send you the letter and it says, for reasons that we can't tell you, you've been denied. Not in this case. They will say, oh, you have too much of this, you have too little of this. And then we can devise a plan with you to solve all of that, usually, and then come back and reapply. It doesn't affect. Since it's a soft pull, who cares? What are the terms of our credit that we're offering? Let's see. We go here to the right side. Slide. Cost $1. We talked about that. No. Where is my slide that says all the good juice? Oh, there's Barry. Hello, good sir. There we go. So we don't need any of your financials. There's no income verification. It's 0% interest for 12 months or more. Most people get 22 months. That's a long time to do business. It's 60 days grace period. That means you don't have to make any payments at 0%. The only cost, other than the $1, is that it is 10% for the fee. So if you got $10,000, they would put $1,000 on one of those cards. They'll come in the form of credit cards. You can cash them out fully without having to do cash advance fees or any of that nonsense. You can cash out like 99% of the value of them. Not that I would suggest you do, but if you needed to put them as collateral for some loan, or if you wanted to pay for, say, e-commerce, a lot of folks that we're going to show you are going to get excited about some of the things that we can do. All of those cards that you would get can easily be used as if they were real revolving lines of credit. So with that, if you're excited about what I've just said to you, put an exclamation point in the chat box. When we found out about this, we were like, this, whatever this is the thing that we want. I've been waiting for this to happen since about 2009. I just didn't expect interest rates to continue to plummet. Thank you, Barry. As they have, because banks don't care, because they know everybody wants to get a loan when interest rates are low, right? So what? But now that interest rates are rising, thank you, Freon, they know that, people probably don't want loans. So we still need to put loans on our books. And because one of the other things that is required is you have to have an LLC or some kind of corporate structure, which we can set you up with in a day. Because you have to have some kind of corporate structure. The money is given to your company, to you on your FICO, but it is to a company with the expectation that you're not going to go win Lambo, that you're going to go do business with it, make more profit, and then go to town, obviously paying them back. Anybody have a question about how this works? You can do this tonight. Send us your application, or if you have somebody in your business that has 685 or better, it costs $1. That's it. You get approved tomorrow. We'll be on the phone. We'll get you hooked up next week, show you what you need to do. It's pretty awesome. Anybody have any questions about this? This is the fundamental, sorry for the pun, the fundamental program that we have. We have a bunch of other programs, how you can come join us in bringing this to your community, doing the real estate, all of that. If we have time, we may talk about it. But I wanted to cover the basics of how you get up to $100,000 at 0%, up to 22 months, 60 days grace period, with no financial requirements, no financial requests, and it's going to cost $1 to find out. Soft pull. I mean, there's just really it's no better deal. And if you get denied, you find out why and what you can do about it. It's a no-lose scenario. And for those of you in the back of your mind that are like, it's too good to be true, the reason why is that banks must put loans, especially to businesses, on their books before the end of the year. So we don't know how long this program will go. I think if they keep raising interest rates, which is their plan, probably for a little while longer, but certainly to the end of the year. And that's the reason. Banks are crazy. They are crazy. But they have to get their books straight and books right, and it has to look like they're still loaning money, because that's the only way banks really make money. They don't make money on your checking account, y'all. You're like, well, they charge me $50 a month. I know, but that's nothing compared to the loans that they're charging you for your house or whatever. All right, no questions. We don't give any money and work with anyone who doesn't have a plan. Because this isn't free money. Sounds free. 0% sounds pretty good. It is. But it ain't free. Because somewhere down the line, you got to pay it back. You got to pay for it. You can't just sit on it. And without a plan, people go broke. How many of you know how the statistics go for lottery folks? You realize that there's over 20% of people that are still getting $1 million a year for the next 20 years, that they are broke. They are so broke, in fact, that no matter how many years that $1 million goes, they will never get out of debt. Why? Well, two things really, I think. No plan and poverty mindset. So when you get approved, we don't go rush you right to the lender and say, hey, here you get your money, go. We're not interested in that. We want you to have a plan. What will you do with it? Now, some people come to us and they've got a big business. They just need an extra $100,000 to get their marketing done. They've got a business plan. They've got the financials. We don't need them, but they have them. Great. You know what you're doing. We can take you to the lender. We're good. But most people don't. Most people have never seen $10,000 shot out of them at once, much less 100. So we go and work with you. We're not financial advisors. We're just a couple of good-looking folks. So we work with you. We tell you the things that we know that are profitable, that have been profitable for us and our affiliates. And then we let you choose. And whatever you choose, then we double down with you on that. And when we talk to the lender, and you talk to the lender for these loans, which you will, we show you how to explain to them what you want to do with the money. And Daz, I don't think we've had a single person get denied from their interview. Isn't that true?
True.
Yeah. We show you how to take the interviews so that you get the maximum. Because they don't just say, you're going to get 30,000. It's like, well, you'll get from 30 to 60. And before we understood how it all worked, there were people that got denied because they said things during the interview they shouldn't have said. Like, they were offered 30 to 60. I know one person, and they said some magically terrible words that we will make sure you don't say, and they got nothing. They were denied. So we want you to get the top. And most everybody that I know that has gotten funding has gotten toward the top of their range. And some people even higher. We know of somebody who was offered 84,000 got 97,000 because they hit and nailed the interview. So it's a process. You have to have that plan. You have to know how to talk to the lender, all of which comes with our happy service. But that plan is critical. You can have your own plan. That's okay. But if you don't, we want you to be able to walk in powerfully. So we have some new things that have come our way, and we're just going to run these down for you. You don't have to do these. You can do your own thing. But when you're approved, we want to talk to you to make sure you have a plan to know what to do with the funds, not just for a year, not just for 3 years, 5 years is about where for our level 1 funding. We have 2 more levels of funding, but right now it's just the level 1 we want to talk about. Daz, you want to hit him with DeFi?
Yeah, so DeFi is a great way that you can generate passive income. We actually have a strategy, and we actually have a new moon coming up here on the 25th. So in about 5 days, you'll have an opportunity to actually discharge that debt. So the way that we set it up, you're able to load your funds into your DeFi account, and a few times a year, plus once a month, you're able to shave a portion of that debt off that's already earning interest. So in a sense, it can become free money.
Do you want to talk about like the moon cycle for a minute? Because we put this down and people go, "What?" But
Yeah,
it just
so
happened again. It's just about to
yeah,
happen again, right? In the
yeah,
next
it's
few
that's
days.
just about to happen again. So 4 times a year the market takes a deep dive, right? And that's Mercury retrograde. And you can count on this happening 4 times a year. You can look this up on the chart yourself. Also, you have 13 new moons per year. No moon, no money. Full of moon, full of money. So with the DeFi platform that we actually use, anytime those instances happen, you can shave anywhere from 5 to 10%, off of your debt every time. So in a sense, you could get up to 130% off of your debt. So again, turning it into free money.
Free money, y'all. And you notice in that red area it says total outlay. We want not everybody gets 100,000. Our average is around 45. Not because of the system, but because what people present with their credit. And so we wanted to not just have, we got great opportunities at 80,000, 70,000, $60,000, but not everybody gets that. So we've been working out ways, and this is Daz, man, she's got this down. Like if you only got 15,000, which some people have gotten, then you could fire on this, and it's high risk, obviously it's trading, right? But we would help you figure that out. And not only us, we've got other experts in the group who do this, and our affiliates do this regularly. And ain't nobody going to believe you when you say, I'm cranking 119% ROI. But that's what's available in crypto. It doesn't matter. You can go up, you can go down. Could you do this with 80,000? Yes, of course. But some people ask, well, what can we do with this money? Well, once you're approved, anything, no one's going to come check on you. The only thing they're going to check on you about is, are you making profit, and did you keep it so that it doesn't look like you're commingling your personal funds with your business funds, which we show you about all of that. But Daz has this dialed in, and if you're a trader already, again, it's free money, 0%. I do a whole video on some of you are like, oh, I would never borrow to trade. Are you crazy? That's the smartest thing you can do. When they talk about, oh, don't trade money you can't afford to lose, that's the markets. The same people that want to take your money are telling you that because that's all they do. What are they trading with? Their money? No, they're trading with your money. That's a liability to them. They have to give it back to you. Are they trading with it? Yes, because they don't want you doing the same thing. Do not listen to people who say trade with money that you can afford to lose. I know that's crazy talk, but I'm telling you, if you lost all of your money, I have a whole video on that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I just wanted to start tweaking your brain around this. If you put $10,000 in the market, your own money, and you lost it, would you have to pay it back? Think about that for a second. If you had $10,000 of bank money and you lost it all, would you have to pay it back? Of course, the answer everybody would know is yes. And you're like, well, plus interest. Not anymore. Not with this. Go back to your money. Would you have to pay it back? The answer is no, I wouldn't if I never traded again. So if you never traded again, yeah, then you wouldn't have to pay it back. But you're going to trade again. You just have to make it more money and start again. So don't deceive yourself. Oh, only money I can afford to lose. No. Keep that money that you can't afford to lose. Use the bank money, but obviously use a protocol that works. Tried and tested. I'm not saying that this is, going to work tomorrow. Obviously, past profits are no guarantee of future earnings, and we're not telling you how to trade. This is not financial advice. You get all of that. But the fact remains, trading with institutions' money is far more profitable, lest we talk about taxes. Don't get me started. You want to do this too, Daz?
Yes, this is one of the most beautiful solutions that you can have. I call this the mailbox money solution.
Oh, yeah.
You're able to have a Shopify store, and e-commerce is always going to be around. I mean, since the internet's the birth of the internet. Post pandemic, everything is online. Now we're accustomed to getting everything online. We have a team that can actually set all this stuff up for you, and you be debt free in 10 months and guaranteed return of your investment, or they cut
What?
you a check.
What do you mean?
If they don't make you, if you don't make at least what you've put in, they're gonna cut you a check for the difference.
In 8 months, if you haven't made your 50 grand back, they pay you back. They're like, okay, here's 50 grand. And you keep going. They don't cut you off. You keep going. Yeah, Hope. That's what I thought. Exactly. Now, this is
We've
obviously.
had some
Go ahead.
we've had some people that just are interested in getting this solution because they have very busy lives, but they still understand the power of passive income. So it's like having a machine working for you, printing.
And this is
Kind of.
not you're doing the work, by the way. This is not you are working the shop. You hand them the money, they do everything. This is truly passive. Whoa. Can I get some woes in the chat box about this? I got Hope's whoa. Y'all all be woeing about this. So this is for people who got 70,000 or more. And why do we say 70,000? Yeah, Hope. Well, it costs 50,000. They recommend because of the merchant for returns. Thank you, Barry. Thank you, Jasmine. That you keep $5,000 in your bank account. To do that plus the 10% fee on the loans that we would get you at 0%, you need to have about 70,000. That's your minimum, and you'll be debt free long before you have to start paying interest. So it's free money, with the exception of that 10%. Then Shopify B is a part of an Amazon thing we have. Oh, it's not a part of it, but it's similar to an Amazon situation that we have, and now a new Meta. We have our first affiliate that just did a Meta store. You want to cover this too?
So these have different solutions. They have a lower cost of entry, and still, you're debt free in 15 months. So that's a time to be able to, again, interest free. You have ROI in about 12 months, and it's still, again, it's a done for you solution. You have somebody that's finding the products, sourcing the products, pricing the products, making sure that they get shipped out, handling the customer service. All of that is being done for you. And again, it's mailbox money because you're just collecting the profits from there.
And these are scalable. So if you were like, oh, I really only got 30 grand. Okay. Well, you would cost 20 grand. In this case, you have to purchase product. The more product you purchase, the more you make. Unlike the Shopify version A, which is not scalable, this is scalable. So if you were to do this for a year, you'd have a lot more money. Then you could buy more product. And now on a $30,000 investment, you're cranking 42 plus on a 2-year time frame. That's a 50% ROI. Where are you doing 100% ROI a year, folks? Nowhere. And then Amazon is much the same, a little bit different outlay and different payout schedule. I forget how does the payouts work from Amazon Shopify?
Amazon is bi-weekly. The Shopify is just a little different thing because that's not the scale factor, and then the Meta is daily. So the Meta lets you be able to scale a lot faster if scaling is your goal because you can compound back in because they pay out daily.
Right. You guys understand that? The power of compounding. The bank wants to hit you over the head with that for their savings account, but it really matters here when you're actually making real money, not the interest in your savings account. Compounding daily can make a big difference if you're looking to scale, as opposed to getting it every other week or twice a week or whatever. So that's the Meta, Amazon, and our 2 Shopify current options with more on the way. Oh man, hit them with this.
This is the easiest thing. So, ATMs, right? And for this, what we're looking at, this is having 2 ATMs. Okay, you have 2 in this scenario. And this is as easy as being able to put these in cash only businesses. I live here in Colorado, right? That means we have, the 420 industry, which are cash only businesses. And there are tons of these around the country. You simply get your machine in there, and all the fees that the ATM collects are yours. It's just that easy. So you're going to be able to, ROI in about 12 months, and you're looking at anywhere from like 120 to $1,500 per month, every single month, just from basically letting the machine use your money. So you do have to have product, and your product is money. So you need about $1,000 per machine, and you get the notifications. You can see it on your phone. You know what's happening. It'll tell you if it's low. Here where I live, you can get a private security that can escort you to change out the cash in your ATM for
Yep.
like $40 an hour. Pretty decent. And then that's an armed security guard. And
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Yeah. Keep going. That's good.
So when you think about like cost effectiveness, and I mean to be able to make 10,000 work, you definitely can do an ATM because it's always going to be something that's around
I mean,
that's in
again,
need.
where else are you doing 280% a year? Where are you going to do that? Some of you can't even do that in crypto, but you can do it here. Is this passive? No, 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 no. This is a business, and it's not all easy street. That you got to know where to put the ATMs, and people vandalize them sometimes, and it's a business. But the cash in is silly, as you can see, can be. And we have again affiliates that this is what they do. If you want to jump into this and you got 12,000 or more, or 10,000 or more from our level one, you're good to go. Mining. We've been talking about this. Wait, hold on. It's a plan that's doable. Yeah, absolutely. Mining. I only put this in here because some of you love the mining thing. And we did extensive stuff on this, how I went through all the facts and figures. The only way to make mining functional is if you buy your stuff on eBay. And I've shown you how to do that before. You don't get it from retail folks. You don't get it from people that have a great deal on mining for you. They don't. You got to get it used. And ideally, you're in a place where your electricity is a little cooler, a little less, and you live in a place that's cooler, so you don't have to have all the cooling going on. But that said, even now, it's more advantageous in almost every scenario to mine versus hodling Ethereum as an example. Not that we're mining Ethereum these days, but the idea is if the market stays the same, you win. If the market goes down, you win. If the market goes up and then kind of comes back a bit, you win. If the market goes up and just goes up crazy and never comes back again, you win. And you can do this for a very small amount. Remember, our average is around 45,000. So you can crank quite a bit of mining power if you are into this. Now, I only say you should consider mining if you understand how mining works, you're good with gear. This also, I'm saying that you're only going to be mining for another 2 years, and then you're going to sell all of your gear at the end for pennies. And then move on to something else. But you'll have a pretty good return on investment as opposed to hodling, which is, I think, a viable way to do this. And this is pretty passive once you have it set up. Pretty passive indeed. Okay. Oh, man. Hit him with this.
So vending machines are kind of similar to the ATMs. You have a good location. You can pay somebody to move it. You just have to stack it when it's low. They're very cost effective, to get started. And you could be able to generate what the average household is generating annual. So the average household income statistics say is about 50,000 per year. And so you're able to do that from just properly positioning your capital. You can get an annual salary from a couple of machines.
And just take a look at that slide. You kind of see on $14,000, you're doing upwards of 60 grand. That's 300 odd percent a year. That's crazy talk. But it's doable. Is it passive? No. But we actually have some secret sauce around a particular government contracting hub where you can get your vending machines into government contract buildings, or rather government buildings. And that's a pretty good deal. Because placement, like ATMs, is everything, everything, everything. All right. Daz has she has figured out how to squeeze every penny out of doing Turo. Every penny. Pennies you didn't even know, pennies from heaven. You didn't even know you could squeeze, but she's squeezing it.
So the rideshare peer-to-peer rental is like a booming market. There's more aspects than people are aware of to be able to utilize it. So you can actually get what's called a smart car. These cars you can get outright, 5,000 straight. The whole car, own the car outright. So you can get anywhere from $50 to $250 a day from just being able to have your car on these services. But you also are able to rent out the aesthetics of the car. So you can have the right side of the car, the left side of the car, and the rear of the car that are actually also working, while being able to focus your renter to people who are doing like DoorDash and Grubhub and different things like that. So you can generate a six-figure income off of a small fleet just being by strategic. And I mean, that's if you're focusing on efficient cars, if you're focusing on luxury cars, or like I said, when you're doing the triple method where you're able to rent it out and then rent out the advertising space on the car. So multiple ways to capitalize on each vehicle.
Yeah, you all ought to be so excited about this. I mean, look at the figures on this. It's ridiculous. And even if you only got $10,000, the figures that are up there on the left, the cost per car, that's considering the Bank of America loan situation where, from what we understand, you can get 4 cars, a loan for 4 cars that'll cost you with the down payment, roughly what, $1,500, and you can do that per car. And it's on a loan. Granted, you've got debt service, but the cash you're going to make, again, you want to use other institutions' money. So, is there anything we want to cover about that at all? Or anybody have any questions about that?
I just want to say this works ideal, in like more populated areas. So like I live in Colorado, we're a tourist hub, Houston, Las Vegas, California. These are all places where people are traveling to frequently. So I would say like if you're off in the sticks, this might not be a good model for you. Um, but nonetheless, people need to get around. And right now, with the gig economy booming the way that it is, people need cars to do these gigs. So when you're talking about, oh, who am I gonna rent to? Like if you have an average car, you can definitely just people trying to get to work. And we also have, some solutions to where you can actually get these cars for pennies on the dollar, um, from being able to utilize some different sources that we have. So,
Guys, you need to do your own class on this stuff. You need to we just got a real estate class that's now available. You got to do your own class for people, like how to do Turo, how to do vending, how to do you got to do all that.
coming soon, coming soon.
To a theater near you. And then naturally, the one that we've been talking about for a while is ultimately you buy your own real estate. We have affiliates who are actively involved in searching through the inventory that we have to get your own real estate. You're probably not going to get buy your next apartment complex with our level 1 funding, but having the level 1 funding allows you to get a seasoned corporation that will possibly, if done right, which is our aim, get you up to $500,000 in corporate credit. It's personally guaranteed. It's not no PG, but it's still part of your level 2 lending. From there, you use it as collateral to go find the real estate that you want to get, and now leveraged with, let's say, a 70% loan at 6 to 8%, you can go buy $1 million apartment that's cash flowing. And then if you buy right, for those of you who've been to my class, buy right, then you're going to get the ability to flip it in 1 or 2 years, collect all of the forced appreciation, the forced equity, which I show you how to do in the class, and it's my whole thing. Flip it, sell it, And now you pay off all your loans. You have all your credit available to you to do business if you want, as well as I got $550,000 as an example. Now I can use that as collateral against another loan and go buy an apartment complex, mobile home, strip mall, whatever, that I'm going to hold on for the next 20 years or 30 years, whatever the leases are. That's so great to me. That's how we want to do it. We don't want to just go buy willy-nilly real estate because 95% of the real estate out there is not worth buying. Worth selling, but not worth buying. We want to be hyper specific. And when we're talking about real estate plans, there's no plan, I think, that you need to be more careful about and more specific about what it is you're looking for than real estate. But when you get it right and you buy right, it is incredibly lucrative. Incredibly lucrative. All right, that is the bulk of our presentation. Who's got questions? I mean, we just ran through a whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of stuff. Anybody have any questions? Where are we at here? This. About any of these things. Anybody mad? Anybody excited? Put an exclamation point in the chat box. You feeling like a zombie? Nobody wants to say anything? Okay, good. Awesome. So, what am I saying? I'm saying apply, Jasmine, Hope, apply tonight to the 3scores.com. See if you're one of the lucky winners of up to $100,000. And then talk to us if you want to participate in our whole company as an affiliate, where you bring your community to get funding, where you get a percentage of the funding that they receive, where you get a percentage of the funding that people get when they buy a house or an apartment complex or something else from our inventory. You get a percentage for bringing on someone else who wants to be a part of this. You get a percentage for people who are buying the real estate courses and other courses that we have. So all of this is available if you want to join us. If you do, then reach out at, see how this says funding at legacyascending.com? Reach out to affiliate at, or is it affiliates? Affiliate. Affiliate.
As affiliates.
As affiliates. Plural, yes.
Oh, wait. Let me make sure. One second.
We got to make sure. We got to make sure. Otherwise, it gets sent back, y'all. Sent back. I think it has an S. But anyway, it's going to be affiliate, S or not, at legacyascending.com and say, hey, I'm interested in finding out more about this and how we can work together as partners. But otherwise, apply. And hopefully this has been valuable to you. I don't see anybody have any questions or anything like that. But a lot of excited people, as you should be. It's incredible. It just the ability to help people get funding that they had no access to before is such a great feeling, to have them get excited when we get to say, hey, you're approved for 30,000. You're approved for 85,000. You're approved for 60,000. You're approved for 110. It's even approved for 15. Some people are like, yeah, it's 15 grand. It's amazing what you can do, as you can see. So, it is without an S. Without an S, y'all. Sorry. So it's going to be affiliate at legacyascending.com. All right. If you were looking for the real estate classes, the real estate training, they are no longer available unless you purchase them or are an affiliate. But this video will be available and up on our YouTube channel if for some reason you're coming in late and missed the presentation. Anything else you want to cover, Daz?
Yeah, I just wanted to see just in the chat, if $100,000 showed up in your business account tomorrow, what would you do with it?
What would you do? And no one say get out of debt. Don't say I'd pay off my loans, because that's not what we do with this money. We've heard that a few times. Oh, I pay off my loans. No. The best way to get out of debt, yeah, that's exactly right. Hope, call us and get set up, y'all. Shopify, Freon's got it. The best way to get out of debt is to not pay off your debt. Invest in ATMs, good deal. You don't want to pay off your debt with money? that you're getting from somewhere else. You want to go make money. Go build your business. Purchase a Shopify and a Turo. Invest in ATMs. Shopify. Call us. And then go, hey, I'm green 10,000 a month. Or I'm green 5,000 a month. I'm green 30,000 a month. Then take that money and pay off your debt. Otherwise, they just keep you in the cycle. That's what they want. They want you in the rat race. You see it? You guys understand? I know it's not what your dad taught you. It's not what you learned in school. It's certainly not what they taught you in accounting school. I have a new client who is an accountant. She's a CPA. Spent 4 years of her life learning how to do taxes and helping people file them. And what we're showing her right now is blowing her mind. No one told us this. Why would they? They don't want to tell you that. They want to keep you in the rat race. They can't make money if you're making what you're worth. And there's only one way to make what you're worth. Who knows what that is? What's the one way to make what you're worth? There's the YouTube channel Jazz just posted in the chat. If you want to go take a look at some of our other products. What's the one way that you can make what you're worth? Yeah, Michael, plug into Shopify and more we use to more money. Yeah, leverage. That's right. Create passive income. Good, Freon. The one way you make what you're worth is to work for thyself and be the person who leverages other people's time. Now, does that mean, is that sad? Is that sadistic to be like, well, now I'm going to be the man and I'm going to hire all those people? Well, here's a better idea. You got a business, you want to make widgets. It's all business, but we also want to help people. I want to help somebody. Daz wants to help people. I know Carrie Mack wants to help people. A lot of you do. But we got to make money. It's got to be business. But look at it this way. With Legacy Ascending, you have the opportunity to tell people that are ultimately possibly going to work for you at a job, working for you, not getting paid what they're worth. You're stealing their time to make yourself money, right? That sounds terrible, but this is the truth. You go to them and you're like, hey, Mark and Daz, I'm an affiliate to this thing called Legacy Ascending. I want you to get plugged in. Does this sound like something you could do? Selling wholesale real estate, bringing people on to get funding, helping people sell courses, learning how to get funding for yourself, building your own business. You can mentor people. And 9 out of 10 people, do you know what they're going to say? That sounds too good to be true. That sounds so hard. I just want a job. You know how many people I talk to and they're just like, what? I'm working here. This is my job. There's nothing we can do for people if they don't want it. You can't want it more than them. You can get a horse to water, but if you can get him to float on his back, then you got something there. So those are the people that are the drones. We're not better than them. We give them the opportunity to build with us. But if they can't see it, if we can't train them, then they're the drones that we hire. We treat them right. We treat them with respect because they're maybe our employees or independent contractors, whatever that is. But then we've done everything we can, haven't we? Then it is just business. We want to build generational wealth. That means we want to build our community. We want to give the opportunities. But then if they don't want to take it and they just want to do the minimum, which we see everywhere, then you're going to work for me. How many of you are doing the EFIN thing right now with tax preparing, getting ready with Lucille to do your tax go situation, right? You know how many accountants you're going to pull in who just didn't bother to get their EFIN? These are people who went to school for 4 years. Hundreds and hundreds of them. I'll tell you, it's a perfect example. These are very smart people who just couldn't bother. They just kept watching TV and listening to the news and watching their university instructors saying, do it like this and go work for H&R Block. Oh. You realize H&R Block is taking 50% of their money? 50% of their money in some cases. Those people could be making $60 an hour. They're making $30 because H&R Block takes it. And we're going to train these people on how to do the same, but maybe not have to take 50%, maybe take 20% so they make 80. This is the stuff. Yeah, Felicia's got it. I know you do. It's too risky to work for myself. Right, exactly. It's too risky to work for myself. If it's too risky to work for you, then Who are you that you don't trust yourself? Big problem, right? Hop on to DCG and talk to Jamar on a Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific. He'll tell you, oh, I don't trust myself. I don't know what if I do it right. That's just lacking information, which we want to give to everybody. And if they can't take it, then they can't take it. So we hire them, put them in a drone position, and we move forward. But that ain't going to be you. Certainly not going to be us. And we're excited to have you on board with us, to have you getting these. This is not secret. It's been going on for a long time. It's just now that we've been able to bend it to us, the social slaves, as it were, to be able to use the tools of the elite. Funding, corporate structure, business acumen, passive income, retirement generational wealth. We never retire, but we do generate wealth while we're not working. Hopefully this is helpful to everybody. That's it. I'm sorry I got on the high horse there, but I just wanted to make sure everybody got the full scope of where Daz and I are coming from. We ain't playing around. We're not fooling. We are working with people who are willing to put their pack down and get to work, because time is short. Great opportunities, but time is short, y'all. Reach out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you all madly, and we looking forward to talking to you soon.
Lessons.